Good morning, everyone. It's Thursday, and I am in the process of getting my husband up and ready to go to his procedure today. I dressed all fancy and everything. So I just got off the telephone with the refrigerator repairman. I unplugged the refrigerator. It has to be unplugged for 24 hours. We have to drain out the pan like 3 or 4 times after everything melts down. And then we call him and he's going to come out. So we've got to pick up ice on the way home so that we can ice down a lot of my stuff. I have a lot of butter, meat, vegetables. Yeah. So we got to do that. So yesterday I had a really great time with my daughter and my granddaughter. We went up, we had our ice creams and lunch, and we came back here and we did some stuff, and she's just an amazing little girl. And everybody's like, well, no, she really is. She's funny. She's a little hard to direct. That's one thing I noticed, is she's a little hard to direct. She did step on one of my pepper plants in the little garden area, but I wanted to put some flowers. I have some of those metal flowers that you get from Dollar General. I got them when they were pennied out, and I got a whole bunch of them. So I had her doing that, but my daughter and I ended up putting all the flowers up on the fence. But she got to see the possum, the quail eggs, the little chicks, the mid chicks, the turkey. She actually got in with Gandalf and pet him. She got to see the little bunnies. I took her up there and showed her the bunnies. She got to get her own eggs. We actually got a true dozen eggs on our hunt for eggs. So just a fun time. I love spending time with that little thing. And she said to my daughter that the favorite thing was feeding the goat, which is kind of heartbreaking considered Lily will not be here the next time she comes. But anyway, trying to get the husband ready for his thing. So I'm going to get ready to go in there and like pump him up. I know he's scared, but too bad. This is what we have to do. But I want to talk about this before we go, because I was so enraged that I almost made the video last night, but I was just so tired. I didn't. So I'm very, very angry about what I saw. You know, MAGA says that they are pro-life. Okay, I don't believe you. I don't believe that you care about life other than the abortion issue. That you've made an issue causing women to die, bleed out, be put in a coma to save a baby. Preserving life is preserving the life that is already a life. But this story really bothered me. Now, I don't know if you watch Jesse Dollemore or not. I like him. He's a little outspoken. I like him. He reminds me of my family style. Just saying. So on Jesse Dollemore, he did this story, and it's called Donald Trump Has Chosen to Murder This Family's Baby. That's the title of it. I don't know how to put stuff down there for you to go, but go to Jesse Dollemore and look for Donald Trump Has Chosen to Murder This Family's Baby. We've seen the little girl or little boy that had stage 4 cancer that was deported back to Mexico. We've seen children murdered, shot down in schools. I mean, it's a trend here, and it should not be. And no one ever addresses that. They're too worried about their children, their little boys going to school and coming home a girl, which is not happening in any way, shape, or form, or ideology to their children. But they never addressed, like the gun situation and how to make it better. They just make it worse. Now we can have a silencer. So that way, when you're shooting in one classroom, the other classroom don't hear it, and they can continue to learn get an education while, the classroom next door to it is getting shot up. Just saying. But this story really hit me hard because I had just spent time with my 4-year-old granddaughter and her wonder and her liveliness, and just, she's funny. I mean, she's funny. She's got some great humor there. She doesn't like to be directed, but she is just a dog, and I'm tearing up. I call her my lamb because she reminds me of a lamb. Same way with Lily. Lily reminds me of a lamb. Well, so does my granddaughter. Blonde, curly hair, big blue eyes, Aryan child. But anyway, the story that Jessie did is about a 4-year-old girl who has what's called short bowel syndrome. Okay. In 2023, her and her family got TPN for her to be treated at the hospitals. Okay. Now they have received a letter that their TPN has been taken away, and there was a notation that they should choose to deport now rather than go through the deportation, whatever they're doing. This little girl is going to die. She will die. And that hit me so hard. I can't imagine the cruelty of being okay with this. You seem to be okay with school shootings. I mean, that seems to be okay with you. Your Second Amendment right is over the right of children to go to school without being gunned down. You're deporting kids with cancer, and that's okay. We're fine with that. We're fine with deporting American citizen children in our country. And now this little girl is going to die. The decision to deport this little child, this little 4-year-old, is going to kill her. Pro-life? No, that's a myth. You are not pro-life. You are just worried about abortion. You don't worry about the fact that women will die when they need medical care. And the late term abortion thing, that is so, man, I just really wish I could use my sailor mouth because it really needs to be put out there. Because late term abortions are very, very rare. And to those families that have to choose that, they've already painted a bedroom. They've got their crib and I can guarantee you that mother has sat down in the middle of the floor making little outfits and folding and unfolding and making little outfits, because that's what I did when I was pregnant. It's called nesting. But this little girl who's going to be deported will die. Period. She will die. The mother in the coma, I think that MAGA is sick, twisted, and I think that you have your priorities about pro-life screwed up. That's what I think. And so for that 4-year-old girl that's already been threatened with deportation, who has to have this medical care to survive, you're killing her. That's murder. To know that you will take away TPN from this little child and her family and deport them is murder. And that's what I think about it as well. So I think Jesse Dollemore was right on the button with this story. I hope you go and watch what he had to say about it, because I just, like a flood. I mean, I had just spent time with my 4-year-old granddaughter, and here's a 4-year-old that's going to die if she's deported. MAGA, you are not pro-life. You are not pro-life. And you can say that over and over and over again, but you don't address the things that actually kill children. You don't address the facts, the facts that when you deport these sick children, and some of them are U.S. citizens. I believe the little child that was deported with cancer is actually a United States citizen. You care about children. You only care about the white children. And that's a fact. You can say whatever you want to. You can call me whatever you want to. But you all are bigots, liars, and now you're going to be murderers. Pro-life, my butt. And you know what I really want to say. Y'all have a great day. Hugs from a distance. I had to get that off my chest. I wanted to do it last night, but I'm doing it now because I'm already mad because my husband's not getting up in time for his procedure. And I've got to thaw out my refrigerator for 24 hours, and I'm going to lose product. But MAGA, you're not pro-life. You are not pro-life. You do not even follow Jesus's words about immigrants and those that are seeking asylum, not from asylums, because our criminal king is dumb. You all have a great day. Hugs from a distance. I hope this goes well. Bye.